Well, the Lakers came up short yesterday in the first game of their series against the Suns. LeBron's 18 points was the most of any Laker in the 9-point loss. Anthony Davis didn't help much more, scoring only 13 points. And after the game, Davis said he took, quote, full responsibility for the loss, adding, "There is no way we are winning a game, let alone a series, with the way I played." Fox Sports NBA analyst Chris Broussard is now joining us. Chris, who deserves more blame for the loss, AD or LeBron, in your opinion?
Well, Jen, I'm going to get my popcorn out because I can't wait to see what kind of logic Skip comes up with to say it was LeBron. All right, because I know that's the only reason this can be a question, because obviously it's AD. I mean, this isn't even a question. LeBron wasn't good. Look, he was passive. He settled for the three too much. He had too many turnovers, so he didn't play a great game by any stretch. But LeBron has a history of this. It's called the feel-out game. All right, he did it last year against Portland in Game 1. Lakers lost. LeBron took his time, and everybody, oh, the Blazers are going to sweep the Lakers. He did it the next round against Houston. Oh, the Rockets are going to sweep the Lakers. He's done it. You could go back even against Boston in 2018 in Game 1 of the conference finals. So LeBron does this, feels out the defense, how you going to play me, and then determines how he's going to attack the rest of the series. He has a history of this, and it usually works out. AD, on the other hand, was abysmal. I can't overstate how bad AD was. He knows it. He stated it after the game, and he was correct. But it wasn't just that he had 13 points on 5 of 16 shooting. It wasn't just that he failed to grab even one offensive rebound. It wasn't just that his plus-minus was -18, which was twice as bad as anybody else that played in the game. It was that he gave the young, talented DeAndre Ayton confidence. This was Ayton's first playoff game ever. AD should have slapped him up, smacked him around, sent him a message that this is a different level, son. This is the postseason, and you're not ready for this yet. You will be in the future, but right now, I'm going to show you what this is about. For the next 4, 5, 6 games, you are going to go to school, and I'm going to be your teacher. Instead, he let DeAndre Ayton dominate him. 10 of 11 shooting, 21 points, 16 rebounds, 8 offensive rebounds. That's more than the total rebounds that AD had. And now he's got to deal with a very confident DeAndre Ayton for the rest of the series. So AD is to blame. He accepted the blame. He was right. I don't expect him to come out, and I don't think he can consistently be great this year for whatever the reason. I'm not saying rest of his career. He just doesn't have it this year. I think he'll have some great games. I think he'll have some solid games. And I think he'll have another bad game in this series. Not as bad as yesterday, though. So AD was to blame for this, but the Lakers are fine.
Yeah, I agree. I gave LeBron some blame, too, because because the way he came out, Chris, if you look, made his first 3 shots, 2 long threes. I was like, you know what, LeBron might go for 20 in the first half. He see the other guys were struggling. I mean, they were getting up and down the court, had a nice lead, and for whatever reason, he's just like, okay, let's try to get everybody else involved, and he kind of went away from scoring. And I just like to see, once I see LeBron get it going, sometimes I wish he would just keep it going. But like you said, this is a feel-out game. If you go back over his history, he normally loses more times in the first game than he does, than he wins. But somehow he always finds a way to win the series. He sees how, like you said, see how they're playing. Okay, y'all gonna double team me? Y'all not gonna double team me? Y'all rotating this way? And he'll figure it out. But AD cannot have one more point than Andre Drummond, who played 20 less minutes. He can't have 2 fewer rebounds than Andre Drummond that played 20 less minutes. And Andre Drummond and AD can't have one more rebound than DeAndre Ayton had the entire game. DeAndre Ayton offensive rebounded both of those guys combined. And Booker had more points than LeBron and AD combined. He took 3 field shots than they did combined, which tells me neither guy was aggressive enough. Therein lies the problem. AD struggled with consistency all this year. This is not just an isolated incident. If you go back and look at from the start of the season until AD got hurt, AD would play one good game. He would have a couple, 3 or 4 bad games. We like, well, damn, AD, you realize what you did last year? You were first team All-NBA. You dominated the bubble. And a lot of the problem that I have with AD, Chris, is that AD, yes, you can shoot the 3. You have that range. You have range from outside. But why are you taking Jay Crowder out there? He averaged 25 and 11 on 57% shooting against Jay Crowder last year in the bubble. Took him down to the block. He punished him. If you want to take Ayton outside, put the ball on the floor and try to get to the rim, draw fouls, I get that. But do not be shooting the ball over the top of Jay Crowder's head from 3 or from 18, 20 feet out. Get your butt down on the block, either side, left or right, get it in the high post, and go do damage down there. We're going to be just fine. This is not overreaction Monday by O'Shea. I see y'all. Hey, I see y'all Wednesday morning. I see you Wednesday morning.
Yeah, because it's all about you. There's no Chris Paul.
There you go. You always.
Okay, my turn. I got to get back to my friend Chris Broussard here. You guys amaze me with your apologies and your protection of LeBron James. And I try not to be... You did. You took a lot of the blame in our opening segment.
Yes.
You didn't swallow it whole there. You suddenly said, oh, I can see where it's sort of 50-50 blame.
No, I put it on both of them. I tweeted that yesterday. This loss is at the feet of LeBron and AD.
Okay, but you heard Chris talk and you thought, ooh, that sounds pretty good.
No. I don't let it.
Okay, as I always say...
Look, he wasn't good.
Okay.
But was he worse than AD? That's the thing.
Yes, he was. The GOAT, quote unquote, always needs a scapegoat, and the billions of blind witnesses out there will pounce on AD or somebody. It's KC3 or it's somebody every game. It's his fault. It's his fault. No, it's his fault, and it's never the quote unquote king's fault. So remember the context. With 9 minutes and 24 seconds left in the first half, Chris Paul is wounded. I don't know what it was, but he was injured. He became a one-armed man from there on, and it was his wrong arm that he could play with. It's only his left arm. So that's for the rest of the game. Then furthermore, Cameron Payne in the fourth quarter gets ejected, wrongly ejected. So they don't even have a backup point anymore. You can bring me any Carter or any of those. They're not going to play. They're not going to play in a game of this magnitude when you have the lead over the defending champs in game 1 at home. The game in the fourth quarter was begging for LeBron James to take it over. And I told Shannon, I just sat in awe because I kept thinking, King, it's your time and it's your turn. I don't care if it's game 1 or game 100. It's just begging for LeBron James to take it over. And you agreed with me about that in the opening segment of this show. Yeah. Because I kept waiting and I kept watching and I kept seeing LeBron go 1 of 4 from the field in the fourth quarter, 0 of 3 from 3, and 1 of 4 from the free throw line. He is simply the worst late game, clutch time free throw shooter as a superstar we've seen in the history of this league. It's his Achilles heel, and it disqualifies him from being even remotely close to Michael Jordan as the greatest player ever. So we saw it all in its ugly glory, all on display yesterday. He managed 3 total points in the fourth quarter while they held Phoenix to a grand total of 18 points in the fourth quarter. That's 18 times 4. That would be 72 for the game. And you still couldn't win it? No, you couldn't, because your best player, the best player on the planet, no, your best player on the planet, you tell me is LeBron James. You don't tell me it's Anthony Davis.
No, but
okay. And again, Vogel said after the game that he respected the fact that Phoenix knew what it had to do. It was going to limit Anthony Davis's touches, and when he did touch the ball, they ran a second defender at him. So the whole defensive game plan was pointed, targeted towards stop Anthony Davis, because just 2 weeks ago tonight at Staples, he had gone 42-12.
Yep.
42-12. So LeBron's not even getting doubled. They're just playing LeBron with whomever picks him up.
Well, you'll see.
You know what? He was weirdly, oddly just disengaged after the first 4 minutes of the game when he scored a quick 8 points. Where was he the rest of the game? They should have won that game going away.
So you like Mikal Bridges, huh? You like Jay Crowder?
Do I like him?
You know what I'm saying? Because you asking for it. Now you just talking them men up on a 30, 10, and 10 game. That's what you talked them into.
Right, that's fine.
You hear him, Chris? He over there talking about, oh, they didn't even double LeBron James.
Well, they didn't.
Jay Crowder and Mikal Bridges. Okay.
I don't know who was taking him.
They're going to get exactly what they're looking for.
Okay, good. And that's why the odds makers said you were a 2.5-point underdog in game one, and all of a sudden you're a 2-point favorite because Chris Paul is handicapped. They don't expect him to be able to shoot a lick. You will not honor his shot in game two, and you will double off him on Devin Booker, as you should have in the fourth quarter yesterday.
Yes, we should have.
That's who beat you in the fourth quarter. Only Devin Booker.
Yes.
Skip, everything you said was right. You could just see it. LeBron was passive. Like I said, he settled too much for the three. But you are giving, how you give AD a total pass? AD was a guy people thought this year might win the MVP. AD was a guy people said was the first or I think second best player in the league, according, I think it was to ESPN, going into the preseason. How can he go out there and have 13 points and no offensive rebounds? Again, LeBron wasn't good, but LeBron he's done this before.
Okay, but you're
giving, wait a second. A history of feeling people out.
You're giving LeBron a pass because you're saying, yeah, he was bad, but he's done this before. Was he bad yesterday? Yeah, he was worse than AD when it counted in the fourth quarter. When it was time, it was his game to win because they're doubling AD. So the game